Welcome to this episode on changing your oil and a little bit about these Kappa 2 engines, our Kia engine. So basically, you don't really need many tools to do this. If you've done your oil before, there really isn't anything new here. You'll need a flathead screwdriver to get the poppets off. There's actually a really nice hardy bottom cowl which protects under the engine and quite a ways back behind the front wheel. And there's two covers. One, the first cover, you'll see a little panel that comes off with these two poppets, these black poppets, is to get to your oil filter. And for the oil filter, get a 79 millimeter 15 fluted wrench. I had the 80 to 82 millimeter wrench, and I had to wrap it with cardboard, so not ideal. So get the 79. Then for your socket head, you'll need a 17 millimeter, an extender for your wrench, and that's it. Having an oil pan to drain it in, a funnel, a rag. It's great to have a little pump jack and jack stands and some mini ramps for the back wheels if you want to keep it. Anywho, these are the basic tools. So I'll show a little video here doing the draining. So drain the oil first, then pull off and replace your oil filter. And I went with a K&N filter. And so basically with this car so far, I did change the oil already. Actually, from 0 to 6,130 miles, I changed that oil back on November 25th. So less than a month ago. Yeah, actually not very long ago at all, just a couple weeks. And it was just 4 months old. When that oil came out, I wasn't really familiar with the oil you'll be using, which is, you know, all these apparently are synthetics, these very lightweight oils. We use an OW16 in the Niro engines. And when it first comes out, this is the OW16 is super lightweight. This hasn't been through the engines, it's just out of the container new. And but I thought it smelled like like gasoline. Like I thought I smelled solvents in it. So I took a sample of this, and I'm gonna have this tested. It could be perfectly normal. It just seemed quite dark, and there was only 6,000 miles on it. And I'm doing a video right after this on the GDI engines, on our specific model and its heritage, where it comes from, and any issues with it. It just, the short of it is, it's a reliable engine, but gas direct GDI engines, gas direct injected engines, I feel like will need some special care. So I'm trying to get ahead of this now. So I changed it at 6,130 miles. And then after smelling it and, you know, wanting to have it tested, I decided to change it again only 300 miles later. So I used the same Mobil 1 0W16. And so I just changed it again, and I grabbed a sample of the oil that's really only been through, let's see, 300 miles. So it's been 300 miles in a couple weeks, and it was already kind of dark. It didn't give off the same odor. Obviously, when the engine goes in fresh, the oil goes in fresh, it really doesn't have much odor at all, but at least to me. You know, with the degradation of the oil over time, I was a little surprised that it was this dark and did have a bit of, I don't know if it's a gas odor or not. So I figured I'll just get it tested. It'll put a marker in time. And yeah, so that's everything you need. I try to keep track, keep all your receipts, and just keep good records of what you're up to with the car. But it's a very easy process. And if you join me in the following video, yeah, I just talk about the research of these Hyundai engines and problems they've had in the past and innovations they've made, and this new Smart Stream branding. So we have a Kia, we bought a Kia car, but Hyundai and Kia are quite feathered together, especially with the engines. Hyundai seems to put a lot of the power plants together. So yeah, thanks for joining me, and I'll see you again.